Shalom Aleichem, everyone. We're continuing on Hachseg's learning the Pele Yoetz, day 70 in the chapter of Chesed, and amazing insights today. As always, he writes, V'ulam chiyuva, Ubichlal Gemilas Chasadim, included in the mitzvah of Gemilas Chasadim, acts of Chesed, mitzvah Rabba, the great mitzvah Shel Hachnosas Orchim, is taking care of guests, welcoming guests into your home, not just for eating, but even for sleeping as well. Taking care of guests, bring them into your home, feeding them, giving them lodging and the like. It's even greater than receiving the face, so to speak, the presence of the Shechina, and coming early to the Beis HaMidrash to go and learn and to daven. Because we see in the Torah, it tells us by Avraham Avinu, he was in the middle of speaking to Hashem. HaKadosh Baruch Hu came to visit him when he was 3 days after the Bris Milah to see how he was doing Bikur Cholim. And he saw that there's these malachim that look like Arabs walking down the street. And he said, "Oh, Hashem, hold on for a second. I have to go take care of the Orchim, take care of the guests." What do you see from that? Hashem didn't protest. You see that it's greater to take care of the guests than it is to be able to speak to the Rebbeinu Shalom. Because what does Hashem want? He wants us to emulate His ways. What does Hashem do? He takes care of everyone. So by going and taking care of the guests, you're emulating the ways of Hashem. Like it says in Shas, but you should know, and the truth is, Hachnosas Orchim, welcoming guests into your home with all the trimmings that we're talking about over here, it's a very difficult mitzvah. Especially when there's a lot of guests. The tinoikas and the tinoikas, the children, the babies, the infants, there are a lot of them. Either it means the guests have brought in a lot of babies, and that's a headache in and of itself, the crying and the screaming and the up at night and the dirtiness and everything. Or even if you are welcoming a lot of guests into your home and you have a lot of tinoikas, you have a lot of little children running around the house, you're busy chasing after this one and that one and changing diapers and putting to bed, and you have all these orchim you have to take care of. It's not easy. It just increases the bilbul, the confusion and the difficulty, and they sometimes sit there for many days. They come, they park themselves in the house for many days. It costs a lot of money, food for the guests every single day. Maybe they have to borrow the car, and that's gas in the car. Maybe they need the air conditioning. You have one air conditioning unit upstairs and one downstairs, and you're trying to save some money. So downstairs you go to sleep at night, so you turn off the air conditioning. Now you have someone staying in your room. It costs money. It's a lot of hard work. And the Yetzer is trying to convince you, oh, you should dispel and detest this mitzvah. It should bother you. What are you spending so much money, so much time, so much energy? For who? For these people. However, a person that is a sholem, that is complete, let him make a cheshbon, let him come and make an accounting. Think about how much money and time and effort you lost, parallel to the reward of the mitzvah that you're receiving. And according to the effort that you expend, that's the pleasure that you give to Hashem, and that will be the increasing of the reward that you're going to receive. A person was created to work hard. Fortunate is the one whose hard work is in Torah. Mitzvahs and mitzvahs, and that's the way you'll give pleasure to the Rebbeinu Shalom. Gadel b'shem tov v'nifta b'shem tov. You will grow and you will be known for the good name that you have in this world, and a person will leave this world with a good, well-known name as well for all the chesed they were involved with in their lifetimes. V'nichla b'zeh mitzvah Rabba shel v'yaftu lecha kamocha. Of course, it's a great mitzvah. V'yaftu lecha kamocha. Love your fellow Jew the way you love yourself. When you do Hachnosas Orchim, you should dress yourself in his clothing, means see yourself as him. How much, if it was you, you'd want a host to have mercy on you, you want him to take you in, to make you feel comfortable, to make you feel wanted. Mikasa, sukasa, my house, it's your house. You'd want the host to say something, you'll feel comfortable over there. So therefore you have to treat your guests in the same way. But then he writes, But the guest also has obligations. He should not be a burden on the balabais, on the owner of the house. This takes a lot of wisdom and understanding. You have to be able to recognize your host according to who he is. Go down to the end of his thoughts. Never do anything that's against his ratzon. If he doesn't like when you come home late at night because you make too much noise, so then if you need to come back late at night, first of all, you try not to. But if you need to, you come in so quietly. You take off your shoes, you tiptoe across the floor, you close the door so quietly, it doesn't make a sound because you know that your host doesn't like that. So you are a guest in their house. You must behave in a way that's not going to bother them and be a burden on them and go against their ruts and against their goodwill. I wrote about this in a previous chapter called Derech Eretz, having good manners. If you're concerned that maybe your host is really a stingy person with a bad eye, he's not very generous, he tells you, yeah, eat and drink, but you know that he doesn't really mean it. Every time you're watching him and you eat, you take seconds, he's like, oh, he's getting upset already. He's like hoarding some of the better stuff down at the end of the table by him, and he's leaving you with the scraps. You see, he's not such a generous person. Don't ask him would you mind just passing the steak, please? I'd like to have another piece. No. Yivrach mimenu v'yirchem, and run away and stay away from such a host. Ki hu nichnas b'sugaza, because it could be that you're going to enter into the world of gezel, of stealing, if he's not generously and wholeheartedly giving you what he has. It says in the Zohar, better for a person to choke themselves than to eat the bread of a stingy person, because he doesn't want you to. So just don't eat. You have to be concerned about everybody. Whatever you can do to limit your time at the house where you are staying or in the presence of the balabais, try to do whatever you could do. If you have to be there for a while and you could afford to pay for some of the groceries, you say, hey, you know what? I know it's summertime, it's boiling outside, the air conditioning prices must be so expensive over here. Listen, here's $100. Please use it towards your power bill. If you could, do that. But if you can't, if you're a person that doesn't have the means to be able to do that, and Lamaisa, that is why you are a guest in somebody else's house, at least he writes, pay him back with gratitude and bless him. Chazal themselves gave us such a bracha. There's a blessing that the guest says in the benching. Every time that you eat bread by your host, there's a special yiratzon that you say. You're blessing him that he said all these special brachas. Fill up your mouth with praises for him. And you should make it your business to, when you're speaking, always open up with the praises. Wow, you're so nice. Your house is so warm. I'm so comfortable with you. You make me feel like a member of the family. Your chesed is unbelievable. It's incredible. You know how good the host feels when you talk to him like that? You know how much it encourages them to keep doing chesed for other people? It's amazing. Your words are the way that you're going to pay them back. Chazal used to say, the Gemara tells us that when the Chachamim, HaKadoshim would sit by the homes of other people that were taking care of them and the like, whenever they would have to give a discourse, or they would give a shir, or they would teach something, they would always place him b'chvod achsanya. They would open up with the praises of the house where they were and say, thank you. You made me feel so good. You put my mind at ease. I feel so comfortable. The food is so delicious and tasty. The accommodations are amazing. The bed is so comfortable. The shower works Amazing. All these things that you say, you're praising the host where you are. So they should know, the host should know how good their portion is going to be for the Hachnosas Orchim. The tremendous reward that they're going to inherit. The tremendous goodness that is hidden and waiting for them in this world and the world to come. And then the hosts who hear all of these wonderful words of praise from you, they will accept everyone that comes to the house b'simcha, with joy, and save upon him yafos, and a shining candle. Oh, welcome to my house. We love to have guests. Come, join us. V'yekel be'eineyim and they say, so I have to work hard to be a host. So I have to spend a little extra money in the breakfast I'm feeding. Instead of 5 people, I'm feeding 10 people. No. An extra bagel, an extra cup of coffee. It's all good. Some more eggs. It's all good. Why? Because the reward, the chesed, better than even seeking the talking to the Shekhinah, just for taking people in my home, it's incredible. And if, says the Pele Yoetz, you are a person that has no choice. You must be a guest by a person's house for a long time. That's the way that it works out. For whatever reason it is, you don't have the money to have your own place, you're traveling, you have no other place to go. Don't feel bad. Now I'm inconveniencing this person, and who knows how he thinks about it. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the one who planned everything, and he makes no mistakes, and he put you there for a reason. The Balabais, the host, and the Arech and the guests, they're doing the Ratzon of Hashem. That's what HaKadosh Baruch Hu decided, that there should be Chesed in this world. And this person, the host, needs to be involved in the midst of Hachnosas Orchim. Is going to be getting so much reward, and you are the one that is helping to facilitate this great mitzvah. I knew of one of my Rabbi in Eretz Yisrael years ago told us there was there was a poor man who lived in Eretz Yisrael, and he never made money, he never had a job, nothing, and he was always begging every day, and he was one of the happiest people you'd ever see. And people say, you're so happy. You're an ani shabari, the poorest of the poor. Your clothes are tattered. Who knows where you live? How you eating? You're begging for money. Everything. You're the happiest person in the world. He said, you know why I'm so happy? You have a mitzvah to give tzedakah, and I'm the one that's helping you to facilitate that mitzvah of tzedakah. How could I not be happy? Because of me, you're getting mitzvahs. So that's what it is. If a guest comes to your house, and if you have to be there for a while, don't feel bad. You're helping the host fulfill the mitzvah, chesed, and Hachnosas Orchim to the highest level possible. All the best.